Grand Rising, beautiful family. It's Retta's Recovery Reminders. Retta and Ratchet is right here with me this morning. Sorry I haven't been here. I got my shelf in the mail yesterday from Amazon, and I spent yesterday morning putting it together. I don't have a dresser or anything for my clothes, so I bought one of those little, they're like squares, and they have those little things that they put together at the edges, and I got a little 16 cube shelf that I put together in my camper for my clothes. So I finally have something to put my clothes in. I'm gonna spend this weekend getting my clothes all put in there. I have a little plastic dresser, but it's not very big and it doesn't fit most of my clothes. But I'm going to get rid of a lot of stuff that I don't need or don't wear. I don't fit a lot of the clothes that I have, so I need to go through it all and get rid of all the stuff that is no longer serving me. We hold on to stuff. I do. I'm like one of those, what do they call it? Where you keep stuff sentimental. I keep stuff because I'm sentimental, and I'm learning that that is not the best idea for energy. You can hang on to negative pieces of energy, like things that you have in your home. And I'm really trying to learn how to stay in my positivity. You know, I've always had a pretty positive attitude, but I'm learning that that is what, it has to do with what we see the world as. Our attitude is everything about how we see the world. And I want to see it the best way I can, in the most positive light possible. And there are a lot of negative things going on, but these, it's because we have had the divinity put outside of us, and we've been worshiping something outside of us, and it gives our power away, and we think we need someone else to save us, help us. And that was where I was before I realized that it was all to do exactly that, to keep your power away from you, because we are a force to be reckoned with when we get into our power and when we realize that we are in control of our lives. And we have to make the choices that make them go the way that we want them to. We all learn in the time that is meant for us to learn in. And, until you get it, you will continue to get the same patterns of lessons over and over and over. I did. I couldn't figure out, why can't I get this right? Because I wasn't thinking about it properly. I wasn't thinking about myself properly. I was the victim, and I am not a victim of anything ever. Nothing. Everything that I have been through, I drew into my life for the lessons that it taught me about who I am and what I can overcome. And that is what I believe about myself today. I have learned all this to be where I'm at now, to help other people to realize their true power is within themselves and how they think about themselves and their life. Really. Anyway, August 21st, but whenever you find this is when it is meant for you. I really love you guys. I appreciate every single one of you that comment on my videos. It really is like, I don't know how to explain it, because I don't have friends. I go to work and come home and hang out with Ratchet, spend time in nature. I'm really into my healing and making a change in my life. And that's all I'm focused on right now, is changing how I see the world and myself. And it's going pretty well. Anyway, I'm faith-filled and fear-free because I am not afraid to look at my life. If someone wants to insult you, they might look at you and say, "Get a life." This is not a bad thing to consider. It's only when you know that you don't have a life that the thought of trying to get one will freak you out. When you are 20-something, the quest to go get a life is your focus, and you probably have fun doing it. When you are 30-something, you can expect to revisit this goal at various times in response to a variety of transformational experiences. When, however, you are older, hearing the words "get a life" could shock you. You could panic. You could become seriously depressed. You could get angry. If you are one of those people who have missed the lifeboat or has been afraid of the waters of life, the real question may be what does it mean to have a life? When you have a life, you can stand alone in what is true about you and what you believe to be true. What you do, what you feel is right for you, even when it means that those around you do not agree with what you are doing. Period. Doesn't matter if they don't like what you're doing, if they don't agree, if it feels true for you in your heart, that's your path. Period. To really have a life, you do what feels right for you, even when it means that those around you do not. Okay, you mind your own business, leaving it up to others to do the same. To really have a life, a good life, means sticking with something long enough to see if it works for you, admitting when it doesn't, and moving on without fear or anger, and exacting a blessing from the lesson. Because you know that every lesson is a blessing. It's true. You might not see it as one when it's happening, but when you look back, hindsight is 20/20. Until today, you may have never considered whether the life you have is really the life you want. Just for today, check out your life. Ask yourself, am I doing the things that are important to me? Am I learning and growing in response to the things I am doing? Am I willing to make the changes required to create the life that I desire to experience? In asking yourself these questions, remember that the lifeboat sails best on the seas of faith. Are you sailing or sinking? Today I'm devoted to getting the kind of life that I desire to have, to live. And, for the longest, I didn't know how to get to where I'm at now. It was because I considered myself an addict. And when you consider yourself, when you say I am to anything, that is, you are creating that idea in your mind. Like, that is who you are. Don't allow anyone to tell you who you are, and you don't tell anyone negative. Don't tell yourself anything negative about yourself. We have to learn to speak positivity into our life, because even if it's not true at the time, when we continue to hear it again and again and again, it becomes true for us. I promise. I started constantly listening to positivity. That's all I listened to. I quit watching TV, stupid shows, anything. And I just put positivity in my ears, in my eyes. I speak it to myself. I write it in my journal. I do my meditation. I go out in nature. That's my biggest, source, energy. It's something about when I go out into nature, my nervous system regulates. And I truly believe, because that's God. Nature is God. We have separated ourselves from nature. We are part of nature. And we have forgotten this somehow by living these made up, principality lives that, we are not a business. We are people living a life. It's about your happiness, and you can't find happiness anywhere but inside yourself. And I hope you are finding it within yourself today. I love you guys. I hope everybody has a really great day. Be a blessing. Yes, Ratchet loves you too. She is the best girl ever. I love you guys. Be a blessing. Peace.